not super popular like that. But this is a late live. I was actually I just posted a little not a little fuck. I have to stop saying that. It's a bad habit. But I just posted um made a post about this dude that I met on here. Big supporter, and we support each other. We follow each other's pages. We comment, and we and motivate each other on our skate journey, right? And I was just actually reading one of his comments, and it was funny because it just brought up this topic I've always been thinking about, right? So he was talking about how he had one of those days where it's like nothing was going right, and it's like basically had a bad skate session, right? And it made me start thinking about like how skateboarding is. It's a relationship, right? You have to have a relationship with your board. You know, when you're skating, it's like from day one. From the minute you step on the board, you're building a relationship with it, and understanding that just like any relationship, at the beginning it's shaky. It's there's not really much trust. Like there's no distrust. But there's not really much trust in the relationship. you know we deal with that fear of being hurt, failing the relationship essentially, right? And that's kind of like how skateboarding, like that's kind of like how I look at skateboarding. It's kind of like a relationship. Like when I first started off, like it was very unstable, very shaky, like it was fun, of course it was fun, but it was scary, like your fear of falling, your fear of getting hurt, and not really understanding the boards, so as as you start spending more time with your board, it's just like a relationship, it grows. And I was just telling Buddy, I was like, man, it's a weird thing, and I've noticed this, like in skating, is that the more you progress, it's like the more you just like have those days where it's just like nothing works out. Like at the beginning, it's like everything is fun because you don't really know what you're doing, so you're celebrating every win. But as you start improving and progressing and you start challenging yourself a little bit more, you start to realize it's like, yo, like for instance, like you could have mastered kickflips, right? Got kickflips on lock, right? Your first year, what I'm saying, your first 2 years, you got kickflips on lock. You haven't missed a kickflip in I don't know how long, right? Then one day you just have a session where it's just like you forget how to kickflip. You start working on other tricks and then you try to kickflip, and then it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with my kickflip? Like, why can't I kickflip today? And it's like that's something I'm starting to realize is kind of normal in skateboarding, is that as you start to progress, the challenge doesn't become like the challenge isn't necessarily like landing the trick. It's that consistency, getting over that hump, because those days where it's like nothing is going right and you can't you just can't land shit. Those are the hardest days to get through because it's like you just want to quit. It's like you want to quit, like you want to smash your board, you want to yell hello. It's like you want to smash your board, you want to yell, you just want to just let it all out, right? But understand that skateboarding is like a relationship, and just because the days get hard, the sessions get hard, just because it becomes difficult, it becomes challenging. It's like just because you get frustrated with it, and but it's really impatience. But just because we become frustrated and impatient and we feel like we just gotta have it all now, it's like that's not a reason to quit. It's just like a relationship, you gotta work through those tough days. You gotta work through those hard days where it seems like nothing is working out, and you just gotta find a way to just keep yourself going. So like sessions in which I'm like nothing is working out for me, and it's like all the tricks that I know how to do, they're just like for some reason I just can't fucking land them. those are usually the days where I work on a new trick. Those are usually on the days where it's like I work on a new trick. I'll ride switch, I'll do something else because the thing that I've learned about like working on new tricks is you can't really be frustrated and impatient with yourself when you're doing something that you don't know how to do, right? When you've been doing a trick for a long time, there's a certain expectation that you breed out of it. Hello, but there's oh god, but there's a certain expectation that you develop. Like you expect yourself to land it. You expect this. You expect that. You expect that. And everybody knows in life, expectations is the fastest way to be disappointed. So I've learned that in those sessions where it's like nothing is going right, nothing is going well, I tend to take a step back and usually focus on my basics, work on something new. Like if I'm skating stairs and I can't land nothing down the stairs, I'll go work on ledges, right? I'll go skate the Euro gap. I'll go skate a rail. I'll go skate something else. Go skate the quarter pipe. Work on transition. Go skate the bowl. I'll take a break from what I'm working on, so I don't overwork myself and become frustrated and lose the joy and lose the fun. Because remember at the beginning, why we all started doing this is to have fun. You know, whether it be to be on social media, to gain a social media following, to become an influencer. At the end of the day, the core base of it all is to have fun. You know, and you see a lot of people come, they start skateboarding, and in the skate community, people get a bad rep for wanting to skate for attention. But here's the thing, we're all children. Children love attention. So that's why I say, we all do this for fun, whether it's gaining attention, gaining followers, gaining skill, gaining joy, gaining freedom. It's all fun. So that's the whole purpose of this, is to have fun. So when you find yourself in those sessions where it's like you're losing that joy, take a step back. That's it. Just take a step back, work on something else, give yourself time, and then come back to it. It's just like a relationship. You know, you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, you're arguing, y'all aren't, nothing's working out. It's like you guys just can't seem to click on that day. You don't just quit the relationship. Like, no, you love it. It's like skateboarding. You love to skate. You don't just quit. No, you take a step back. Like, okay, hey, I'm gonna give you some space today. I'll go work on something else. Like, instead of working on the relationship, I'll go work on my health. I'll go work on my fitness. You know, you take a step back and you work on something else, and then you come back to it, and then you continue to build the relationship, right? So that's kind of how I approach skateboarding. I approach it as a relationship, and yeah, it's like I approach it as a relationship. And skateboarding is one of the greatest teachers of commitment, because the more you commit, the higher of a chance you have of landing the trick. So take it, for what it is. Build your relationship with your skateboard. Like literally treat your like like today I was taking a walk, right, and it started raining, started sprinkling. First thing I did was I got off my board. I took my board off and I put it under my jacket like it's my baby. Like I always tell people, like this skateboard is my baby. I treat it. I don't treat my skateboard like an inanimate object. I treat it as if it's something that I care about. When it was raining, I went and got a trash bag and put it over my skateboard just to make sure my bearings don't rust. So take skateboarding like a relationship. Treat your skateboard like it's your best friend. Don't treat it like it's just some piece of wood, this and that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is, but give it meaning. That's why we're here in life. You know, like constantly we always hear that life has no meaning, life has no purpose, and it's like, yes, that's true. Life has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. It absolutely has no purpose. What's going on, Derek? But life has no meaning and no purpose absolutely whatsoever. But that's the beautiful thing about life. Because of the fact that life has no meaning and no purpose, that's where we come in. We give life meaning and we give life purpose. So at the end of the day, like it's just a skateboard. It's just a skateboard to most people, right? But as you attach that meaning, you attach that $1 for shout out. What is that? As you how did you get started on this chat? Um, I clicked the live button. Yeah, I just clicked the live button and it said you're going live. I think you have to have like 50 subscribers though. Um, I'll shoot you a subscribe though, so you can be one subscriber closer. And everybody on here, click on Derek's page and go subscribe to him. Um, but yeah, give your skateboard meaning, give your skateboard a purpose, give your skateboard, like a sense of value. You know, the more no, Derek, I don't play well, I do game. I just haven't played. Damn, dude, it's been probably like 2, 3 years, probably 3 years since I've played a game system. I used to game like every day though. I was big on Apex and Modern Warfare, but I haven't played a game in like 3 years. I've just been skating and writing music. I like to keep my life very simple. You know, when you have so much going on in your mind, you try to just keep things very simple. So, as I was saying, as you start to develop your relationship with your board and you give your board meaning, skateboarding becomes, like, I swear, becomes 10 times more enjoyable because it's no longer just I'm just skating. It's like I'm hanging out with my best friend. It's like I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. I'm hanging out with my boyfriend. I'm hanging out with my brother, my sister, whatever meaning you attach to the board, it becomes greater. And then those days where it's like you're having those rough days where it's like nothing's working out, it kind of keeps you from just like smashing your board and just completely ripping it to shreds. Because why? Simply, it's not an inanimate object. This is my best friend, and I wouldn't want to harm my best friend because we're having a bad day. No, so I don't harm my skateboard just because we're having a bad day. And yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, I have two songs on my profile. Like, if you go to my page and go to the playlist, there's a place called My Music. There's a playlist, yeah, with my music on it, and I got two songs out right now and a music video. The music video, you have to look on the videos though, but it's pretty inspiring. Kind of I kind of like to stay away from the hardcore, ex- not necessarily explicit, but like I'm not a fan of violence really. It's kind of like, yeah, not my thing. Nothing against it, some people like that stuff, and that's completely okay. I like to use the tomato analogy. Like, just because I don't like tomatoes, that doesn't mean that there's no purpose for tomatoes. That doesn't mean that, like, oh, there shouldn't be any tomatoes in this world, because it's like, hey, I like ketchup. You know, um, so when it comes to music, music is it's on a what's the word I'm looking for? Music is it's preference, you know. So I love music. Where are you from? Because I'm from Camden, New Jersey. I'm in Texas. Damn, New Jersey? Yo, like, how do I like pop up on it? Like, were you just like scrolling and then it just said like, hey, so and so is going live? Because I've always wondered, were you one of my subscribers? Because I've always wondered like how that happens. Because I was talking to somebody from Spain the other day, and that shit blew me the fuck away. Like, yo, that's crazy. Because I don't know. I don't even like to get into technology because it's such a mind blowing concept. But yeah, so basically what I'm saying is build a relationship with your skateboard, develop it. Love your skateboard. Take your skateboard out on a date. If you don't have any friends, you don't have people you can talk to, literally, like, talk to your skateboard. Like, legit, talk to your skateboard. I literally, like, when I'm having a rough day and I don't have anybody to talk to, I'll literally sit here and just talk to my skateboard. It's weird, I know, but hey, it's it's about building a relationship with it. And I don't know, it's weird because it's just like the more time I spend with my board, like even if I'm going for a walk, like if I'm going for a walk, I'll put my board on my back. Like I'll go walking for an hour and not ride my board, but I make sure I keep my board with me because it's my best friend. You know, I take this board everywhere with me. This is my buddy. Yeah, like I said, it sounds insane, but hey. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna head to bed because it's like almost 2 o'clock here, and God willingly, if I wake up tomorrow, I plan on going to skate, but I think it's gonna rain, so I probably won't get to skate tomorrow. So I'll probably do another live tomorrow and nerd out on skating, be a skate nerd or something. I don't know, but have a good one, Derek, and I'll subscribe to your page. Let me see if I can do that right now before I get off. How do I go to your page? Channel activity, Derek. How do I go see your profile? Okay, Derek, it's not letting me click on your thing to go see your profile. But shoot. Okay, well, Derek, I don't know how to get to your profile. I'm trying to subscribe to you. Okay, Derek, I'm gonna find a way to subscribe to you. All right, so I'll remember your name. Go look you up. All right, man. Well, y'all have a great night, and like I said, build a relationship with your skateboard. Okay, have a good one.